Well, good morning and welcome back to the kitchen. I'm going to do us just a kind of a hodgepodge lunch today, and I'm going to really cheat. I'm going to use some taquitos that I got at Costco, and I'm going to fry some of them in a little bit. But I'm going to smother fry some of our new potatoes that Troy got from the garden, and so I've scrubbed them real good with a brush. And then what I do, if there's a deep eye on there, I go ahead and cut that off because I don't want any grit down in my on my potato. Now this one has an eye on it, but I've scrubbed it real good. But if there's a bunch of them together like that, I cut that off because I don't want dirt in my smothered potatoes. So they're a little bit damp. There's not a whole lot, not enough to make the and I'm gonna put a little to make the grease splatter. But I'll put a little black pepper on them because you just barely cover your skillet with oil because you just want to put them in there and let them get tender. And then after they get tender, I keep stirring them because I like for the bottom of them. Now Troy likes his soft, but I like some of mine to get a little brown crunch on them. I'm going to put a little bit of onion and garlic powder on them, and I'm just sprinkling it on kind of like you would if you were salting something. I don't have any measurements on this because I didn't measure the potatoes. I've just got a, this is garlic. It don't get as much as the onion powder. Then I kind of toss them to get the flavor on each one of them. And I've got my pan heating. So y'all are going to get the potatoes and the squash on one video today. I thought I might as well show them how I do this. You can buy new potatoes at the farmer's market, or you can just buy red potatoes at the store and do them the same way. Now, a lot of your vitamins is in the peeling and right under the edge of the peeling. So when you scrub them real good and you do it like this, you're getting a lot more fuel for your body as far as for your vitamins and stuff that's in them. Okay, I've got these ready. And I can feel it's got some of that good flavoring all over every one of them. And I'm fixing to get them in the skillet, and I'm going to let them kind of sizzle and all of them get real good and hot. And then I'll pull the camera over there and show you how I kind of turn them every now and then to keep them browning and getting soft. Then you put a lid on them and they just kind of steam down. Y'all, these even make a good sandwich. You can put some ketchup on your bread or some mayonnaise and some of these smothered fried taters. That's good Southern soul food. Makes you pretty. Okay, I'm just going to try to put them in here without making a huge greasy mess. And my skillet's pretty full. This one's for the squash, so when the ones on the bottom get a little bit done and I flip them, they'll all have their chance in the grease or the oil. I just used vegetable oil. And then I'll put the lid on them after I've turned them and all of them are a little bit brown. Now, Troy don't really like cooked onions. But if I was cooking them just for me, I would have some onion slices in there with them because I like that. But sometimes, about 1 time out of 5, I try to please him too. So I'm just going to do it like that, and I've got it on medium heat. And we'll just let that go. Now I'm fixing to get the squash ready, and we'll put some squash in. This is just a yellow squash that just got a little bit too big for its britches. And so sometimes when they get bigger, they're real peppy in the middle here and you really can't use it. But this one is still doable. So I've seasoned one side and I just sprinkle them with salt. And of course, onion and garlic powder. I could put that in the cornmeal, but I want to be sure that they get some on each piece. So I'd rather do my own little doings here. And some garlic powder. And I'm going to put a little black pepper. Now, you could dip these in buttermilk and then in in flour, in buttermilk and in flour, and make a big old crust on them. I'm just going to put them in some cornmeal. Just a little cornmeal coating on them. And fry them just like that. So I'll let y'all watch me do this, and then I'll get some in the skillet. Sometimes if you dunk it a second time, you get a little better coating because it's a little bit moist and the salt starts pulling some of the moisture out, and then it'll stick a little bit more cornmeal on it. Now you want this grease pretty hot because you don't want it to sit there and all your little dabs of cornmeal come off of it. So I'm going to put one in over here and see how we're doing, and then I will, well, I need to cut it up a little bit. It's not quite hot enough. Okay, I'm going to start turning the squash. It's getting brown on one side. Can you see that? So I'm going to turn it and brown the other side. Getting tender too. So it's going to be crunchy a little bit on the outside and a little bit tender on the inside. So we'll get this done. I'm going to taste one of them when it gets done, and if I need to add a little bit of salt, I will. I just don't want them too salty. Let me check these potatoes over here and turn them a little bit while I'm here. It's almost time to put the lid on the skillet and let them smother down for about 10 or so minutes. That one needs to brown on the other side a little more. See how brown that one is? That's how I like it. Okay, while those are finishing, I'm going to put the rest of what I've got over here in there to cook. Let those get good and brown. Give these potatoes another little, I know y'all can't see really well, but I'm going to stir them up again. Turn the fire back up just a little bit where they'll go ahead and get some brown on them. And we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, the last of the squash is ready, so I'm going to take it out, and then I'll just cook our taquitos in this same pan directly. And I'm going to go ahead and stir or turn the potatoes one more time, and then I'm going to put the lid on them and let them smother a little bit while I cook taquitos. And then we'll have our very fattening, very delicious, easy to fix meal with some sliced tomatoes here in a minute. It's Saturday here, so we're just doing the easy thing. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so tomorrow I'll cook a good meal. Today I'm kind of slacking off. Okay, the potatoes are done, and see, they're brown and pretty. And I'm fixing to get you up and show you. This has been quick and fun, and we're fixing to sit down and eat. But I want to show you some of them are not as brown as the others. I like the brown ones, so I'm going to eat one of them. Fresh new potatoes just have such a wonderful flavor. I do need to sprinkle a little more salt on them, and we'll do that. Thank y'all for popping in the kitchen and staying for long enough to get this done. We're going to have us some fried squash and some fried potatoes and some taquitos from Costco that I fried. And I like to put a little hot sauce, some Texas Pete, in my sour cream and dunk my taquitos in that. And we've got sliced fresh tomatoes to go with it. I wish y'all was here. I'd give you a salt shaker and a plate of tomatoes. You'd think you died and went to heaven. That is good stuff. So I want y'all to stay tuned for the next video. I want you to put good food on your supper table. Feed that family. Turn off your devices and pay attention to each other. And enjoy the weekend. It's Father's Day. Tomorrow I'm going to fix a good meal. Y'all won't see it till after Father's Day, but you'll have some good stuff coming up. Be blessed and enjoy life.